What if I told you one engine didn't just power trucks, it powered a movement? Not just torque and horsepower, but reputation, durability, and a level of trust no dyno can measure. We're talking about the Caterpillar 3406, an engine that's not just a machine, it's a diesel legend. And in today's video on Drive Future, we're breaking down why the Cat 3406 still dominates truck stops, diesel forums, and performance shops across America. If you've ever heard a semi-roar like it's towing a mountain, chances are that growl came from a Cat 3406. But what makes this engine so special? Where did it come from? Why is it still in demand decades after Caterpillar pulled it from the market? And is it really as bulletproof as everyone says? Let's rewind to the late 1970s. Caterpillar introduced the 3406 to the heavy-duty diesel engine world. Right from the start, it was clear this engine wasn't just about doing the job. It was built to outlast everything else on the road. Cast iron block, overhead camshaft, individual cylinder heads. This wasn't just engineering, it was obsession. Mechanics called it a dream to work on. Truckers, they called it the million-mile motor. And they weren't exaggerating. Many, 3406X, racked up over 1 million miles before needing a rebuild. Compare that to modern engines that start crying for a rebuild at 400,000 miles. And let's not forget the emissions drama. DEF fluid, EGR valves, DPFs acting like needy toddlers. The 3406, it just laughs in the face of emission systems. As emission standards tightened in the 90s, the Cat 3406 evolved. From the 3406B to the C, and finally to the beast, the 3406E. This is where things got wild. The E model wasn't just durable, it was tunable. Straight from the factory, it pushed 475 horsepower. But with a simple ECM flash, upgraded turbo, and a few tweaks, you're pushing 600 plus horsepower like it's nothing. Hills? You're not climbing them, you're dominating them. But then, Caterpillar shocked the industry. In 2010, they exited the on-highway engine market in the US. The 3406 and its successor, the C15, were suddenly gone. Or so people thought. Today, a clean 3406E block can sell for thousands. Rebuild kits? Flying off shelves. Performance shops are still tuning them. Why? Because the Caterpillar 3406 isn't just an engine, it's a movement. But let's be real. There's a debate out there. Some say the Detroit Diesel Series 60 or Cummins N14 were better. More efficient, easier electronics, cheaper parts. Maybe. But here's what sets the 3406 apart. It commands respect. You don't just drive a Cat. You command it. You live it. You trust it. And in the trucking world, trust is everything. Here's the secret. The real reason the Cat 3406 still reigns supreme isn't torque or fuel economy, it's legacy. Trust forged over decades, over mountains, over snow-covered highways, hauling America's freight through every challenge. It's the engine that keeps clawing forward when everything else quits. So, is it worth hunting down a 3406 and dropping $25,000 on a full rebuild? That's your call. But know this, owning one means you're not just buying an engine, you're preserving a legacy that refuses to die. Got a story about the Cat 3406? Drop it in the comments. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't miss the next video where we dive into why Caterpillar's exit from the highway market might have been the biggest mistake in diesel engine history. This is Drive Future, and we bring the machines that never quit.